This is an historic day in Yankee fandom. Label this. April 22nd, 2025. This was the day that a large portion of Yankee fans started to make their voices clear on Anthony Volpe. Looking at social media tonight, looking at the reaction, it seems like this is the moment that things are starting to go haywire for Volpe. And they've been going haywire for a while here. After the great torpedo bat, and I'll get to the rest of the game here in a second, but after the great torpedo bat weekend against the Brewers, we thought we had turned it around. By the way, torpedo bats don't do crap. I thought the Yankees were going to hit 6, 7, 8 home runs a game. Nope. They are a giant waste of time. I mean, for everyone who actually... So it looked back on it, the Brewers were just terrible at pitching. That's what we can take away from it. Because now, the rest of April, the Yankees have not been that team. Well, for the last week or so, they have not been that team that was hitting a bunch of home runs. It's disappointing there. But ever since the torpedo bat weekend, Volpe's been slipping a little bit, but his hitting's been up and down. Recently, it's been really down. But at least he had great defense. Well, tonight, Volpe made the game-losing play, you could say. Bottom of the sixth, 2 outs. Martinez grounds one right to him, and he boots the ball. He can't come up with it. The run scores, and that's the winning run. And Cleveland wins it 3-2. There were other reasons why we lost this game, but that is one of the reasons. And then you had that moment. You had Volpe not get a hit early on in the game, and then in a big spot when we really need it, top of the 8th inning, after Judge, who carried us tonight. My God, this man is a god amongst men. 4 for 4 tonight. 4-11. It's amazing what this man can do in months or in October. Sorry, I gotta take another shot. I'm sorry. But you know what? Right now, it's not his fault. The man's doing everything he can. He's stealing bases. He's going 4 for 4. He's hitting 4-11. I know we're 14-11 right now. This is a weird rant when we're 14-11, but I'm just frustrated. I can see where the direction of this team is going. And so he's doing everything he can. There's, what was there, 2 runners on, 2 outs. Volpe's up at the plate. This is the chance. Get that big hit, tie the game, take the lead. Think about earlier this year when against the Brewers, in the second game, when he hit that huge, it was a 3-run home run or grand slam that gave us really padded our lead. That was Volpe getting a big hit. And here was a chance for Volpe to get a big hit tonight, and he goes down in strikes. And you can see right now, I'm talking right now, he's the number 1 trending thing on social media, and there's an NBA playoff game happening tonight. Kyle Kuzma is doing nothing for whoever it is, Milwaukee, I forget what he played for, but he's doing absolutely crap tonight. Yeah, Milwaukee. He's doing nothing, and he is not the number 1 trending thing. The number 1 trending thing is Anthony Volpe. That is a real testament right now to the fan base's anger with this guy. And it is not all his fault. Jazz either hits home runs or strikes out. I mean, what is his batting? It's in the hundreds. It's atrocious watching him out there, and he was terrible again today. Jazz is batting 159. Oof. Bellinger, also terrible as of late. He's 173. Goldschmidt has teetered off a little bit, although he's still batting 371, so can't really complain. Ben Rice, you can't send this guy down. He's hitting home runs. He's doing everything right now. Yankees got a tough decision to make. The Yankees have a tough decision to make, and from knowing the Yankees, they're going to make the wrong one. I don't know what decision it is, but it's going to be the wrong one because it's the Yankees. And then you had Judge tonight with the 4 hits, and Goldschmidt was the only one with a hit. So 6 hits tonight, same hits as the Guardians, but they were able to make the big plays. When we got out to the 2-0 lead, we also had the sac fly on the Chisholm sac fly. So, I guess we can't. Chisholm did something tonight, but then it all went wrong. In the bottom of the 6th, you had a passed ball that allowed Kwan to score. Kwan was already stealing second. He was able to steal home. So I don't know if it was a Scar or Leiter. Leiter did not have a good night either. I don't know whose fault that was, but someone could take the blame for that. Then Manzardo gets a hit. That tied the game up, and then that led to... And Warren, who was cruising up until that point, that happened, and unfortunately it ruined the rest of his night. Then Volpe booted the ball, and we really didn't have anything going after that. So another frustrating night. We've lost the series. This was a winnable series. At least in game 1, I guess game 1 we just had that one terrible inning that set us back. But this was a winnable game tonight. Couldn't close the deal. And you're left with a lot of questions. You're left with a lot of question marks about Volpe, Jazz, Bellinger. Is this team, was it all barrage? Is this team starting to fall apart? I don't know. I'm an idiot, so I have no clue. But I'm not feeling good about this team right now. I'm looking at the direction of this team. It is not the way it once was back a couple weeks ago. It's disappointing. And the pitching is... it was looking good up until a point tonight, and then back to its crappy self. So, look, we're 14-11. We're still leading the AL East. Still a game up of Boston. 14-10 or 14-11? Okay, 14-10, excuse me. 14-10. We're a game up in the AL East. So it's not the end of the world. But this is a team that we talk about. It is not about, winning the division this year. It's not about, getting to the playoffs. We make a run. It's about winning a World Series. And I know it's early, but I'm looking at this team. Like, is this a World Series caliber team? Early on, I thought so, but maybe that was just the Brewers pitching. Now I'm looking at this team and going, no. Too many concerns. Too many guys have stopped hitting. They've got to turn it around and fast. Because as we mentioned, Boston, good team this year. They're gonna climb. They're gonna climb over them. Blue Jays, all right now. They can climb over the Yankees. Yankees cannot afford losing any more games here. At least salvage something tomorrow. Salvage something with Rodon on the mound, please. And then it's a day off, and then we're home for Toronto, which is a huge, pivotal series in the AL East division race. Hope we win that one. But frustrating night. And as I mentioned, Anthony Volpe, now is the time when Yankee fans are going to have the conversation. Is this the guy you want going forward? He's a great defender, even though tonight's, whatever. He's still a great defender, but do you want this bat long term? I feel like at this point we know who he is. Like, there's not going to be a second Wander. Like, this is who he is. He's a middling bat. He's an up and down bat who will occasionally have hot streaks and occasionally have cold streaks, and too often will have cold streaks. That's who he is. I'd like to see him turn it around, but I'm not seeing it right now. I want to be convinced otherwise, but I just don't see it. And I think Yankee fans are starting to come to the grips. This isn't his rookie year. This isn't his upper year. This is year 3. He should figure it out by now when he hasn't. And now for the Yankee fan, you got to wonder, is this the guy we want? And there's other guys we could have gotten it short. There's other players out there we could have had it short. Is this the guy you want out there for the next 5 to 10 years? His defense is nice. It's great. But do you want that bat? Is that something we can afford? I don't know. Something that all Yankee fans got to ask themselves. Difficult to think about. Difficult to comprehend. That's it for now, guys. I will be back tomorrow breaking down Yankees Guardians. Game number 3 as the Yankees try to salvage something out of the series. But as I said, we leave this series, no matter what happens tomorrow, we leave this series with more questions than answers. See you guys tomorrow. Take care and God bless.